Good morning and welcome to Hardin Life Live. We are half of the Hardins, half of them, but we love taking 10 minutes just to offer you, hopefully, some tips that will help you live your best life. And we like to do it from both a therapeutic and a biblical perspective. Yes. And this month, we have been focusing on the Enneagram. A lot of people are into it. It's a cool tool. And last week, we talked about how it helps you know your story, to tell your story. And we thought, well, what else would make it really relevant for all of us? And Audrey, you picked the subject of conflict. What can we learn about the Enneagram that would help us in our conflict resolution?
Yeah, well, I think conflict, when I think about the people that come into our offices, usually it's because there's a disruption in our relationships, and it has to do with two people seeing things differently, or it has to do with the way that we fight.
Absolutely.
And so I thought we could just kind of break it down according to our Enneagram type, really to reveal what are our typical styles. And so there are 3 styles that we really see in conflict. Do you know what they are?
Well, actually, and they are, if we wanted to add this dimension and call it part of our Enneagram understanding, we call it the harmonic styles of each of the Enneagrams. And
So
they're divided into 3 groups.
True. So what is our strategy for creating harmony?
Yes, exactly. And even though sometimes it doesn't look like we're creating harmony, inside of us, we believe if we do our style, it will solve the problem and bring harmony. So that's what we're trying to do.
Got it. So we want to bring harmony. And our 3 styles are competency, positive outlook, and reactive.
And they're not just the typical order of the Enneagram.
No.
So we need to tell you. So get a pen so you know which one you are.
Yeah. Or you can read our blog. It's on our blog too.
Yes.
But basically I'm going to start with the reactive styles. Yeah, the reactive styles are 4s, 8s, and
6s.
So 4s, 6, and 8s are reactive.
Then the positive outlook styles are 2s, 7s, and 9s.
And then those of you who are left, the competency, we've got our 3s.
1s, 3s, and 5s.
1, 3s, and 5s.
And competency is more defined as they are just trying to be effective and offer a solution to
fix the problem.
Right.
Yeah, well, let's talk more about that, because you're a competency style.
I'm a competency, and
what's your motivation when you're in conflict with someone?
Honestly, I think if I can help solve the problem, then everyone can sort of accelerate or
de-escalate?
Yes, de-escalate. And normally that's what I don't want. I don't want people to escalate. And so I've got 900 possible competent solutions to offer so we don't have to do that.
Gotcha.
Now you are...
Positive outlook.
Right.
Positive outlook. All you 2s, 7s, and 9s. These 2s, 7s, and 9s typically, I think, want to acknowledge the positive aspects of life and not focus on the conflict at hand. So sometimes they can deny that there's even a problem because they're wanting to maintain that connection and things being good. And that makes sense because, as Phil mentioned last week, he talked about wanting the fun and the adventure, and he avoids pain.
Absolutely.
And 2s are wanting people to be happy, and 9s are wanting peace. So we're all strategizing. Let's focus on the positive, have a positive outlook. But what can happen is it can deny people their experience right now. And then we have our reactive.
And the reactives are, as we said, the 4, 6s, and 8s. And where they go is they feel like they need to sound the alarm.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get bigger in conflict as a way to not only sound the alarm, but to self-protect. Mm-hmm. Because their fear is that someone is going to not hear them or harm them in a sense. Mm. So they almost are the ones who believe the best defense is a good offense. Mm. So they lead with that. But you can imagine that's really intimidating for a positive outlook. And then it sets a competency spinning, going, oh, I didn't get my solution out there fast enough because I'm getting a reaction.
Yeah, that is so helpful when I'm thinking about the people that I've had conflict with. There are in that more reactive place. Mm-hmm. Because I'm like, I feel panicked because the reaction can be so big, but it helps me to have compassion on them when you frame it from the sound the alarm vantage point of they're not feeling a sense of safety.
Right.
They're feeling a sense of threat, and so they're going reactive. So versus, I think we all tend to take these styles so personally instead of really considering where the other person is coming from.
Exactly. And probably if we could, in all of our conflicts, mm-hmm. recognize that anytime we're in conflict, we are feeling threatened. Yeah. It's just the different solution approaches mm-hmm. can actually scare our partner or friend or boss mm-hmm. because we all of a sudden have done our thing to keep us safe. For me, to keep me safe, let me solve your problem. For you, let me keep them happy. And then the reactives are like, I am going to get damaged in this. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just trying to prevent pain mm-hmm. coming at me.
But also what I know about the reactives is they believe that their feelings are justified in that conflict. And so one thing that a positive outlook person or a competency person will, why they kind of butt heads with the reactive person from their perspective is that you're not giving the situation the emotion that it deserves for right now. Like you're invalidating my feelings, my fear.
Exactly. And I definitely do that. And I know a lot of times with someone reacting, I want to calm it so much, I'm not actually validating. I see why you're scared. I see why that's threatening. Mm-hmm. And allow them to feel like they're not crazy in the experience.
Totally. And I think for me, when we are in that kind of bit, or I guess even Dad, if I'm in positive outlook with you, but it's that we need to know when we're working with a competency person that there will be a positive outcome from working to solve the problem. We don't want to acknowledge that there's the problem to begin with, but if you can let us know that it will be positive, then we'll be more more willing.
Well, and it makes them, that helps keep them safe. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't want you staying in pain either. And so guess what? I believe we're going to get this resolved and get somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I think for the competency person, thinking what I need.
What do you need?
I just need to hear that someone's willing to sort of methodically consider sort of objective ways we can start to solve it. Because then I feel like I'm being helpful. Yeah. And I believe the 1s, 3s, and 5s are all wanting to do something in a way that is helpful to actually solving the problem.
Yeah.
So they need to, maybe
to know there's an end to this and that we are going to resolve.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Life is relationship. Yeah. This is what we've all got to realize. Mm-hmm. And why we chose to focus on the Enneagram this month is we really wanted you to think, how can I use this tool to help me do my relationships better, understand me where I get stuck, but then also the people I care about, sort of getting where they get stuck.
Absolutely.
So read Audrey's blog this week, get a little more insight because she teases it out in a great way. And we will look forward to starting a new focus next week.
Absolutely. Yeah, have a great week.
Website.
Oh, Hardin